Hello, I am Pam, and this is my channel, Made by Pam. I'm so glad that you're here today. So, what am I coming on for? Well, I'm coming on and I am doing a Keisha haul unboxing. So, I'm going to go ahead and have that just in case. So, I have this giant box. So sorry about that. Make sure I'm unmuted. So I have this giant box that I just got from Keisha. And I figure, why not, unbox it in front of you and show you what I got. I always kind of amaze myself with how much I end up getting and how big the boxes are. I don't know. Kind of crazy. And there is little wraps in there. All right. There we go. Should I just dump it out? I bet, huh? All right. Move some stuff out of the way here. Move my mouse. Oh my. Look at all that. Woohoo! Oh, look! The green buttons. Oh. I was so excited that these buttons were still available when she was doing her giveaway. Oh my goodness. They're fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. And there is 5 of them. I'm going to do a lot with those buttons. All right. And then this is like a little, I think like a little gift card holder thing. A little sack. Oh, and it's got something in it. Ooh. It's a surprise. Look how pretty some of that diamond trim stuff. And it's a cool little, like, container here. Look how pretty. That would be really pretty on a junk journal. This is my little punch card. She said she was sending all those out. And I happened to win with my punch card because she gave a giveaway. And I happened to be on when she was doing the giveaway. Just by pure chance. But aren't those cute? So adorable. All right. Next. These cute little, I think they're like cardstock cards. Maybe? Yeah, they're little cardstock. I do like cardstock. And it's got like the matte finish. So it's kind of rough. So cool. Oh, look how pretty that is. Don't you love that? Okay. Put it back in the little bag for a minute. Only for a minute. All right. Oh, and a little vintage book. Let's see. What's the date on this? It says 89 cents originally. It was too great. So 1981. So this one would be considered a vintage children's book. Although I don't consider 1981 vintage. But I don't know if this is one that I would cut out perhaps for the scavenger hunt I'm working on. I don't know. I guess I'll have to think about it. Hey, Trey. So glad you're here today. I'm just showing a box that I got. I got it yesterday. Stuff that I ordered, of course. But half the time I can hardly remember what I ordered. Hi, Janet. So nice to see you. I noticed that Kathy Cal wasn't on today, Calico Kate. And I miss having her not there, but that's who I watch. And I know Kathy Berger's on, but I just couldn't. So I figured I would come on and do my little haul video that I got from Keisha. So this is a bunch of buttons. Yeah, I hope everything is okay too, Janet. Oh, look, I got some ribbon. And this one was a freebie. Like, I had one day where I just happened to do really well, and I won the freebies. It was great. That doesn't happen very often. It's just a cute little, like, red lace. Yeah, there at the end is. It's very pretty. Oh, yes, I love buttons. Hi, Marty. I am doing fabulous. How are you? Hopefully I'm not showing these too fast. If I'm showing them too fast, let me know and I can re-show them. And this was another gift. This is some little, like, it's lace, little picot lace, I think, trim. Well, just over a yard of this. Maybe this is considered a meter. Might be enough to go around a cute little girl's dress. That's probably what I would use it for. Is a little girl's dress. I should, huh? Use it for a little girl's dress. It's almost time to start doing that stuff again. I know. Oh, I bet, Trey. And then there's some trim here. Oh, I totally forgot to turn my sound off. Okay. Sometimes I forget. We got some blue ribbon and some yellow ribbon and some blue ribbon and some burgundy ribbon, and then little tiny pieces of, I guess it's just silver, or is it a gray? It's hard to tell with that color sometimes. Oh, I remember this. Like a stencil brush set. So for doing stencils. It's a brand new set. Like it's even like taped shut. Yeah. So nice. This was like little, it was either the little auction or like First Me or something. Oh, those felt kind of sticky. I don't know if that's stickiness or if that's like rubber that's on there. It feels weird. I was thinking that it was wood. Well, it's not wood. It's probably made with wood. I don't know. But it feels kind of weird. It makes me feel like my hands are going to get all sticky. It's a protective coating. Probably. But it's weird. Yeah. Isn't it a bummer when things break? Oh, thank you, Janet. These are the ones I made. Well, of course, all the overalls I have are ones that I made. But this is the one that I made that has my little, like the little baby daisy that has the hammer and nails. And it has the saw, the screwdriver with the screws. It was a design. Well, this tools were a design that came with my embroidery machine. And the little baby daisy was a design that I got in a embroidery pack that I bought. And my machine, it will let me do like so many different designs together. So I put the daisy down on there, and then I added the tools kind of sporadically around so that it did this. Yeah, I love tools. Oh, and then I got a big bag of like stamps. Like they have a St. Patrick's Day, Happy Easter, a Halloween pumpkin, and I bet you can't even see those. So we got the pumpkin, it's never been used. A St. Patrick's Day, never been used. A Happy Easter, never been used. This is another Easter. Easter is the promise of miracles. And a Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Halloween. On this little flower thing, which it's like not stuck on there properly. There, that's better. Happy 4th of July. It's an itsy bitsy baby. Oh, that's all it says. Itsy bitsy baby, all the way around with a little baby. And this is a cute little flower. You know, I had my little flower that I used for my logo that worked really good for when I was making like little cards and stuff, and I lost it. Hi, Stephanie. So glad you could be here. Hi, Sam. Yeah, you're a glove lover, Sam. I know that. And then another little Easter basket one. And these are all unused stamps. I think I got them for $3 for the whole pack. Okay. Oh, and then this is some, I think it's fabric. Yeah, this is like those fabric samples. Oh, and it's like an actual like wrapped around. I'm not used to it being like that. I'm used to it just being on the edge. And there's this one. Got a little like stitching, sewing stuff around it. And then this piece of fabric. And this piece of fabric. So these would make good for junk journals too. Or for like taking the paper off and using it for a blank, for just sewing something up or something. Oh yes, I remember that. Those are little calendars. So this Christmas. Oh, so she sent me a little like coin ATC, circle ATC. Keisha did. That's so cute. And a little Christmas stocking with my initial. That's so cute. And then, of course, I got a cardstock pack. Oh, what can I say? I'm a sucker for cardstock sometimes. Like, I go to the store and I find cardstock and I get it. But I need to be more, I guess, careful and not get as much stuff. Oh, look, there's even a design on the other side. Look how pretty that is. And then it's just white on the other side. So you don't have to decide what side you're going to use because you already know you're going to use the good side. Oh, look, music notes. Wonder if that would work as like the music paper for the scavenger hunt for Janet. For Janet Young. Scavenger hunt. I guess there are no rules and it's music, right? And that one's pretty. Look, there's even more music notes. And then we have leaves. We really didn't even put out our tree. Well, we put it out, and then my daughter was here, and so the cats kept trying to get into it. So we put the tree away. Hi, Matthew. So glad to see you. And this is just like some like gray, like just regular flimsy paper. And then this. So that's probably just like a regular 20 weight. This is probably a 28 weight, maybe. But it's not cardstock. And it's just a two-sided paper. Those. You were out shopping today, Matthew? Well, that's fun. I went to Target this morning. It's like a grid paper. Another one. Oh, it says antique ledger paper. Okay, that makes sense why it looks weird. And then this. With this cute little butterfly. And then brown, very thin paper. Like, I went to Target this morning because I needed to take a pair of pants back. Well, 2 pairs of pants back to Target that my son got for Christmas that didn't fit. And so I took them back. And they gave me a gift card. And so I went back and found the right size pants. And got those. And then came home. Miss Kathy Cow. Man. Alright, and then I got another thing of paper. So this is probably going to be pretty much the same, I guess. It has a little bit different stuff. This one's a cute paper. Look at that one. It's got the same purple. It's got music notes. It's got the ledger paper. Different stuff. So it's pretty much the same. It's a little bit different. But I won't get into that. I know paper's kind of boring sometimes. So I decided to get some of these like little snarky comment calendar pages. I kind of forgot about these, but I remember them. So this one's kind of funny. It says, "See, honey, I can get in a size 36 waist. I just can't stay in it." And then in this kind of weather, we can't let the water tanks get empty. So they're kind of in like a tornado because things are flying up. Oh my. Really cute. And they're just like little comments. So they're not like calendars or anything. They're just like little snarky comments. Like, actually, it's really good on gas because it's always going downhill. But I don't think that would be very good on gas. Yeah, those are cute. And I got this one. So I kind of got what she had left because I thought they were so great. Oh, that's cool. You went shopping for your cousin. He's going to be 12 on the 17th. That's awesome, Matthew. Oh, and then I got this creative bead weaving book. You know, I have a bead, look at that. My cute little people. I have a bead, like, beading loom. Yeah, I have lots of things. It's like things that you could make these kind of things on. But this one is just doing it just with the needle and thread. Like I have a beading needle that's like long and really skinny, so that it will fit in these kind of things. That's really cool. I'm gonna have to take advantage of this book. Oh, making paper beads. Yeah, I know that Janet Young's book, like her junk journal thing, the scavenger hunt, talks about paper beads. I have some paper beads, and so I was thinking I would use them for like a little tassel type thing to put in the book. And I can show you what I have done in my scavenger hunt book so far in a minute. This one says over 55 cactus photographs in magnificent full color. Only problem with some of these books, though, see, like that, like the map I don't care about. The map I'll cut into. But see, at least it's on, the backing is on a different page. So if anything, I'd probably cut up that page. And then that one would be left to dust. And on this page, if I cut it up, let's see. I'd probably use this side of it. And we have this page. That one's tough. I would probably have to split it in half because I'd want that flower, but I'd also want those. So I would cut this page in half to use the half pages. And then on this one, it's got those yellow prickly pear flowers and those. Yeah, I can make that work and I can make that work. And being where that is, I can make that work too. Like they got the porcupine cactus. I could make that work with that. Oh, I love that book. I'm so excited. Okay. And then we got a country needlecraft. And I think I just got this book just for the pictures. Like it has a Mickey Mouse. Like when I was younger, a couple years ago. Hi, Cheryl. So glad of you to join us today. You have to go out soon? Well, I'm glad you stopped by. Hopefully you're not too cold up there in Canada. Well, this one has a little Mickey Mouse on the bell. My daughter would love that bell. She's not getting it, but she would love it. But I used to cut out pictures. Like this has a little applique thing on there. But like that bell picture. I used to get like pictures like that and cut them out and glue them in like a little notebook thing. Oh, that's good, Cheryl. I'm so glad it's warm out there today. I know you guys have some brutal winters. So this is like from 1992. And it has some, see like this picture? I would take this and I would cut that out and I would put it in like the little notebook thing. Oh, look at that. Pretty picture. See, I love pictures like that. And then the little cards that come with it. Oh, I love it. I should get that book out sometime. Oh, look at that one. These books just make me happy. Seeing the different designs in the books, especially the little pictures. Oh my, well look at that one. I think I actually have like a plate that looks similar to that. Let's see. Are there any other cute photos in here? You know, this is kind of interesting. This decorator button. Now that reminds me of those make it yourself buttons that are the plastic buttons that you put your own fabric on. Yeah, a 3.5-inch button to cover and do that. This one, I think they made, well, no, they didn't make, they used fabric that already had that, and then they used a silk floss to make the little tassels going down. But yeah, that is pretty. I should try that sometime. Oh, this is like the perfect book for me. I'm so glad I got it. I love all these pictures. It has like so many of these pictures. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, say hi to your mother-in-law for us, Marty. So glad that you guys are all doing great. Let's see. Well, that is a glue gun there. I'm gonna cut up those pictures that are in here, those little dolls and stuff, and put them in a scrapbook thing that I have. Not to get that out sometimes and show it to you too. I have it in like a little box, like a square box that I put it in, and it's probably in one of my totes that I kept my stuff in to keep it safe. So I got this book. This Color Me Happy coloring book. So it actually has some coloring pages. And I'm like going to do this so fast. I'll scan you down. Maybe you can see what I'm talking about here. There we go. I guess if I turned it around, you could actually see it. Maybe. I find I don't have too much lag today. Look, they're cute little fishies. yeah. These are like very simple drawings, not very intricate, detailed. Very simple, but yeah. So you guys want to see my scavenger hunt book. Okay. So this is my scavenger hunt book. This is my front cover. So this is the Grandmother Willow from Pocahontas, a vintage children's book. And then these are just magazine pictures out of a magazine that I like. And then I put the Scavenger Hunt 2023. Well, see, I use little stickers right there. And then these are just the cutouts. Then I have a white page, which I gessoed, and I really don't like gesso. So I decided that I'm really not going to use gesso much on anything. And I use baby powder, and the baby powder smells bad. Well, it leaves a wafting scent. And I wasn't always a fan of baby powder, so I don't know if I like the baby powder gesso so much. Now, these are just magazine images that I have added on the calendar pages, just so that it covers it up, and then I can add something to it as I see fit. This is like my outer space page, my galaxy page, which the galaxy page outer space was 79. So I'm still probably going to add some more to this. Like I added this little star and then this little planet here and put that on there, and just kind of added like different parts of like space. Like this is like part of the moon here. That's just kind of cut up and pieced together. This is like a space rock here that's kind of hidden. And this one was a magazine page, and then it said something about adding napkins. So on there, I didn't mark napkins off, but it said something about napkins. And so I got a couple napkins, and I had a napkin that had like the little tentacles. And so I glued that down. And how I did that, I just have this like adhesive spray glue stuff. Hi, Zena. Oh, I hope you... This is Janet's Young's scavenger hunt. So I'm just showing the pages that I've done so far. Just because. This is like little like a napkin tentacle. And I thought that would be cool, kind of coming up out of the water there. And then this is a Baby Yoda, like Grogu, with a little snowman guy with the helmet and some trees. I appreciate the thumbs up, Zena. And then this is just a page that I've just glued magazine pictures to. I haven't fully figured out what I'm going to do yet, but I'm almost thinking of putting my Eiffel Tower with the monster climbing up it on this page. And this is another magazine page where it's an Impossible Rock, and it was like I like took the page and I cut part of it off and then glued it together. So this is a solid page, and then this part I think I cut to make it fit this. And then this one is my guy in a thong. Like, it's number 97. Paper doll men in thongs. So this is a guy that bending over, like messing with like smoking like leaves and stuff. Well, I kept most of what he was doing there. And of course, he didn't have any underwear on or anything because it's a native village, like somewhere, and they were all naked, standing around. So I took a little Victoria's Secret like thing, and it had these little floral, so I added the little floral underwear. And then there was a Victoria's Secret model, like, lady standing there, and so I cut her out, and this looks like he's reaching over to grab him. And then of course the background from the magazine is like this from United Kingdom, of they're like burning. It's like a controlled burn field and stuff. And then this is like a map page, and I have trains, and I'm gonna kind of like put this on the page somewhere. So this is the little trains, and I put it on a magazine page, and then glued the images to it. And I actually have a map page here. And this one is like a map of Wyoming. And so when I was traveling, actually down here, like below this line, because it had like, on here it had Wamsutter. Well, just like down here in the area, just below Wamsutter, like maybe 30 miles out, is where I got stuck when I went on my road trip. I got stuck at the Bitter Creek rest stop. And so I didn't actually, when I glued this on, I wasn't thinking fully, and I should have moved that map up a little bit and left that little Bitter Creek rest stop like section right there. And then I could use this page of my story of my day that I got stuck at a rest stop. Because there is one where it says to like describe your day, or write about your day. Yeah. And then this is just like some food items that was in a magazine. So I put them down, and then I kind of put like little magazine images around it because underneath it had like different sayings and stuff. And so I covered that up and put the magazine covers there. I don't think you did, Trey. You might have, but I don't remember. And this is just like a bunch of like little birds, I guess. I left a little saying on there. It says the steep face of Rubini Rock, a promontory of Hooker's Island, supports thousands of nesting pairs of seabirds. Kittiwake's little auks, Galoshes gulls, which is guillemots and fulmars, arrive here in summer to breed. So host a bunch of different birds on there. I probably saw it. I would have to look at it again, Trey, because I read every single comment I get. Actually, I think I remember it, Trey. Let me look. Give me 2 seconds. Let's see. Now, I don't know which one you told me about your road trip in. Oh, your road trip. Oh, I see it. Okay. I thought I had read all of these. My mother drove my sister and me on a road trip in mid-May. After being in Georgia, I entered South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia. I stopped by the rest area east of Columbia, South Carolina. Stopped by the other rest area and ate lunch near Fayetteville. I should have stopped by the Virginia welcome rest area in the borderline with North Carolina. I needed to walk and flex my legs for 10 minutes or so. And then you attended your uncle's memorial service. Well, that's neat, Trey. I bet that was a fun road trip. All right, and then this is like, I took like the ocean scene and kind of combined it with these little steps. You know, just different things. And then I took this and then I combined it with, like, this was like one page. And for a minute, I thought I had destroyed that, but then I was able to put that down with that. And then I still had these other pictures put down. So it worked out pretty good. Then I have this page. And this. And then how those normally look before they're like covered in with magazine pages is just like this. So I have, you know, some more pages to fill in, but I'm going to like figure out what I'm going to do with those other pages. And if I end up having too many, I can easily tear these out. If I don't have enough, I don't know. I guess I just layer them on. And then this is my decorated alphabet letter page, which is number 34. So I did my little letters and I decorate them. So this one has circles, this one has dots, this one has stripes, this one has squares, this one has triangles, this one has squiggly lines, this one has a combination of everything. This one has, I was trying to do clouds, but it looks more like popcorn. And then this has little flowers. Well, that is what I've gotten done. And then the back page is just black. All right, Trey, see you next time. I think we're about done here anyways. Hi, Jean. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I just wanted to show what I got during the Keisha sale because I like to do those unboxings and show what I've gotten. Hi, Angie. I just showed all of the stuff from Keisha. And then I was showing my scavenger hunt book of what I've gotten done so far. Because I could. And yesterday, so I had mentioned like Amazon had dropped off a package. And I thought they drove off with my package and didn't drop it off. Hi, Becky. So glad you could join us. I know it was just kind of like an impromptu, like, oh, I'm just going to go on because I wanted to watch Kathy Cow, and she didn't post today. Oh, you went to the eye doctor? How did that go, Angie? I hope the eye doctor went okay. But I was mentioning I got a package and I thought the Amazon driver drove off with it because I looked out the door and it wasn't by my front porch. It wasn't by my front door. Well, the Amazon driver had set it on the side of the porch, kind of just back behind the doghouse that we have on the front porch, which we don't have a dog, but we have the little house. It's like kind of a little playhouse. Sometimes we like to hide in it. But so I got in some flash drives. And I know you'll probably say, what do you need that many flash drives for? Well, I have a good reason for this many flash drives because it's for my embroidery machine. And I know a lot of people say, well, why not just get a bigger flash drive and put a whole bunch of designs on the flash drive? Well, the issue with that is the embroidery machine will really only read up to a certain amount of gigabytes from a flash drive. And if it's too much, it kind of makes the machine have a hard time reading everything. So I picked up a bunch of flash drives so that I could download the different designs that I have, because I have quite a few embroidery designs, and so I want to be able to download them and then be able to put them on these cards, and then I can take and I can label them. So it even came with little labels, and I can take and put a little label. Even if they didn't come with labels, I could make some, or I could just write straight onto the thing itself, because I would probably just take the back side and write what it was, like in black Sharpie or something. But since it came with little labels, I can put the little label on there, and then I'm going to be able to tell what I have in each flash drive. So I'm going to use those for the different embroidery designs, because I have like Pokemon embroidery designs and like Nightmare Before Christmas embroidery designs and floral and everything else. Oh yeah, I totally understand that, Angie. I have my eye doctor appointment next month. Well, that's going to be fun. And they're probably going to dilate my eyes again. But I've been kind of having issues with my eyes lately. Techno savvy? Not really. I'm trying to be better. Like, I know how to do some things. And if I don't understand something, I go and I ask. Like, I'm looking at my phone and I should really be looking at you. Hi, Miriam. I should, like if I don't understand something. Those lights are really bright. So if I don't understand something, I usually will ask my brother-in-law, because he's really computer savvy. He knows lots about computers. Although he really didn't help me with my last computer. He tried and it really didn't work. And then I got it to work. And then it just kind of, it doesn't work the best. So to do my lives and stuff, I just use my Chromebook that I have and do it that way. And I record my videos, even though I got my other computer so I could record videos and edit, because this doesn't have the editing software that I would like. But they changed the editing software on the other computer too. Then I'm just like, you know what? I might as well just do videos and not edit. And then you guys just get all the quirkiness that you would get anyways. Because that's the way it is. All right. So yeah, this is my book. My scavenger hunt book. Am I fun? Oh, I'm so glad you think that, Becky. We should really get together sometime. This weekend, I am going to go visit my husband. And then, see, this is my end page. And this is my beginning page. No, I am not finished with the scavenger hunt. So what I have done on the scavenger hunt is only a couple items. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 items I have done. So not even close. Like, I know one of these, it said to use a napkin, and I can't remember where that one is. Because I didn't mark it off after I used it. Oh, that would be fun, Becky. We could definitely do summertime. Okay, napkin was number 13. Okay. So I only have a couple done out of the 100. Like, I have 5 done out of the 100. Now I have my toilet paper thing ready to put in the book. I just don't know which page I'm going to put it on yet. And I have like a candy wrapper. And I have my mushrooms. And the trees and stuff, that could kind of be... So the trees, that could be almost done. And I have the trains. I almost have the trains done. But with the trees, like, a lot of the pages that I have like trees and stuff in it. You know what? Well, the thing is, I might end up having to take this page out. Hi, Beth. Like, that's my solar system. I know, it's a calendar page book. So it's a calendar. It's one that hangs up like this. So it is like, let's see. It's like 17 inches long. Oh, yes, I can, Beth. That's a great idea. And then like 17 by 12. So it's a very big book. Hi, Sherry. But see, this is my napkin page. And see, this has trees in it too. So this could be my tree page too. And it has like the little napkin with like the little baby Grogu and like little trees there too. And then I have like the octopus tentacles coming out of the ground. Like, I'll show you what it looked like previously, because I have my napkin still sitting here. Like this is my tentacles. Oh, I'm showing you the wrong side. Silly me. Well, there's the tentacles. You can see it better that way. And then there's some red ones too. So I thought about using the red ones too, but then I didn't. And I still can. And then we have the little baby Grogu. This is like another napkin that I got. That I bought from like Walmart. The baby Grogu napkins. It was like maybe 25 cents for a package of napkins. Yeah, I don't have everything done yet. Hi, Denley. But yeah, what I do have done, I only have like 5 prompts done so far. So I have napkins, alphabet letters, outer space, vintage children's book, paper dolls. It's pretty much what I have finished. So the first one is my vintage children's book, which is a Grandmother Willow from Pocahontas. Then I just have some like magazine pages, and then I have my little label there, and then 2023 right there. And now I guess that would count as stickers too, because the 2023 is a sticker page. And I might end up tearing out this page. I don't know. I'm not liking the baby powder gesso. Like this is just kind of like magazine pages that I'm gonna like add something to later. This is like my outer space page, which I can still add more to. And this is my napkin page that has the octopus tentacles and that, and has trees. This is like this is also outer space, like the ground and stuff, but I'm just using it as like another magazine page that I'm just going to add something to. And this is Impossible Rock, which this is just another magazine page, but I thought it was really cool. And this is my like Men and Thongs paper doll page. So this is a magazine page with like a background of them burning like a controlled burn. And it says Visions. But then this guy, and then I kind of had the water on the sides. But this is my naked, like my thong guy, Men and Thong. Yeah. I am paint over. It's just the smell gets to me because baby powder was never really a smell that I liked. And I hate the smell of baby powder. Where are the calendars? Well, this covers up the calendar. So I'll get to that in a minute. And then this is like just a little lady that he's grabbing for. And it kind of says vision, so he could be hallucinating too. You never know. And then this is like my train thing that I don't have attached yet. And then this is a map of Wyoming, which when I got stranded, it was like just down below Wamsutter. So down here, I like cut off that page. And my son's like, well, where did we get stuck at, Mom? And I'm like, oh, well, I cut off that part and I should have left it. And then I could have put a little story on the side of like explaining my day and like, this is where we were type thing. Yeah. Or I could try cornstarch too. Yes. Lots of old calendars. And this calendar didn't have any pictures with it. So it makes perfect for like blank canvases and stuff for doing pictures. Because this is a whole page that I can add prompts to. Well, I have the rest of the map. I took it out of the garbage and I kept the rest of it. And I wish I would have picked up 2 of those. Hi, Tiffany. So glad to have you here. And this is just a bunch of birds sitting on rocks. And it has a little story that goes with it. And then this, I wanted to keep that elk in there. And it says the question isn't how you reach your goal, it's who do you follow. It's one of those like little sayings. And it's got the little elk, and then it has a bunch of like walruses, a little walrus family. Yeah, it could be my quote. I have other quotes too that I want to do in little snarky comments. And then this, the guy that lassoed an elk. It's just a magazine page, and so I can add stuff to this too. And look, there's lots of trees there too. And then just a little snow page. Another kind of page there. And then after that is just my calendar pages. So I still have quite a few blank calendar pages that I haven't used yet. It goes all the way up until December 2022. And then this is my decorated alphabet page. So the decorated alphabet letter page. And so I just put this on the back cover. And then it just has black on the back. So it was like the perfect page to do that. And it has a bunch of little, see, this has squares, and we have lines and dots and circles and triangles and squiggly lines and flowers, and those look like popcorn. I was trying to do clouds, but it did popcorn. And then this is just a combination of a bunch of them, and it's kind of green. Thank you, Becky. Thank you, Sherry. So yeah, it's like a 17 by 12. Like I had other books too. Like I have smaller books like this that are a lot smaller, like calendar pages. That it's like the smaller ones are an 11 by 9. So an 11 by 9 page. But then my page would be like this. But I already have stuff in this because this is like one of those prompt, like masterboard prompt pages that I did with Beck and Becca. And so it has my little thing there that we did. And then it just has like little stamps there. And this one only went up to December 2021. So this one was a smaller book because this one actually ended up having a lot more pages because it started February of 2021 and went up to, no. Is that right? No, it started January of 2021 and went to December 2022. So this one had a lot more pages in it than that other one. Because this first page was the January. And the next one was a February that has a gesso on it. That irritates my senses. It's almost like it needs like the reinforced edges on it so that it's already trying to get worn because of maneuvering it so much with the doing the thing. But yeah, I think I can fit everything in this book. I'm hoping. I know a lot of people, they work with like little pages like that are small like this. And I'm working in a giant book that's 17 by 12. All right. Well, I don't know what else to show you guys. I showed you my haul. I talked about my memory cards that I got so I could do my embroidery better, because I want to do my embroidery and put like the different designs on each card so that I'm not having to delete what's on the memory card to put something new on. I'd rather just have it stay on the memory card so that I have it available. So I actually picked up like 30 of these memory cards because I have a lot of designs. Now, a lot of them aren't on my computer at the moment. They're just on my external hard drive that I have. But yeah. All right. Well, I don't think there's anything else to talk about. I could show you the coat that I'm working on. You guys want to see that? I kind of run out of things to talk about sometimes, guys. Especially when it's just showing like my stuff that I was doing. But this is a coat that I'm working on. Oh, 5x7. Oh, those are small. I haven't finished the coat yet. I'm still working on it. I worked on it some last night, and then it was time to get kids to bed. And so I close things up and I go to bed also, because I have to get sleep too. So this is the outside of it. And it has the pockets. And then it also has inseam pockets. Like one time I was sewing and I started stitching it together and then realized I forgot to add the inseam pockets, and I had to go back and unstitch and add them. Now, I don't have to have the inseam pockets, but I told my niece I was going to add them, even though the pattern does not call for inseam pockets. It doesn't call for a lining either, and I also add that. So the lining, this is the lining that she has chosen. And so I decided that when I'm using my coat, I really wish I would have had like an upper pocket that's like up, that I can slip something in. Because I have the pockets that are down below. Like I have these pockets. And I like them. And it also has like the hidden zipper pocket too. So I have a zipper pocket here. That's kind of hidden. Because she likes hidden pockets, and she likes lots of pockets. I like lots of pockets too. When I made this, when I was making it, I was like, you know what? This is like stretchy fabric. So this flower fabric is stretchy. And that kind of wasn't the best thing to use because it does stretch. But how I remedied that, because I had it with like I used some batting on one side. But then I added this other fabric on the other side just to give it some more stability, because I would worry about this stretching out if I didn't add some stability. So my daughter gave me some fabric for Christmas, and originally I was going to use this for the inside part, and but my niece wanted this because we realized that this really wasn't the right color for what we were doing. And I needed something to stabilize it. So I cut up the piece of fabric my daughter gave me, which was actually just a sheet. But I cut it up and used it for the inside because I was like, which piece am I going to use? And then I was like, I know, I'll use that sheet. So I cut that up to use for the inside. And so you can see it has like the inseam pocket. And I have like loose strings. And then this actually folds in like this, and it's going to encase, like it's gonna like kind of go over this lining piece. So I don't have this stitched in, because if I was to stitch it in like this and then flip it, you would have that like bulk that comes from having the seams, that I decided that I wanted to just kind of leave it flat and then just kind of put it in and have that where it needs to be. And then there's less bulk. Because then there's just that single layer of bulk in there instead of like a folded bulk. Yeah, well, I know the floral is so pretty. But she wanted like the stripes on the outside. But I realized that I really wanted pockets that were up above. And so I added those pockets. And then it's got that pocket. So, oh, and then another feature I added in her coat is, so you have the pocket here, but I added a small little tiny inside pocket. Like if she wants to put something small just in there, it's just there. But these pockets are really big. And I only did that on the one side. On this other side, I did not add that extra little pocket piece. And I have strings everywhere because I get done sewing something and then I don't realize that the string is still there because it's black string and it blends in. But yeah, so I have the cuffs ready to go be put on. So I have my cuffs ready, and it's just with some black like rib knit fabric that I had. So I have the cuffs. They may not end up continuing to be this long, but I made it that long just to start out with. And then I've got to add it to the sleeves. But I wanted to get the other pieces done first. Like I've sewn part of this together and then I had to unstitch it because it just wasn't quite right. So yeah. And then when I'm doing things, I like to have like the little zipper guard. So we have the little zipper guard as we go up. And it took me a couple minutes to get the zipper all lined up so that it was even. But so it has a little zipper guard that kind of will help protect the clothing and stuff, because don't you hate when your clothing gets stuck in your zipper or something? So it just has that zipper guard that will help protect that. And then it has that little like chin guard type thing. So if you're zipping up the coat, the jacket, that it will kind of, the zipper won't hit your chin. But yeah. That is the coat so far. And it's kind of heavy. You know, adding those layers, it makes it heavy. But yeah. And then I still have the little, and this channel here is for the little like adjuster cord thing, so that if she wants to like pull it and like adjust and make it tighter around her waist, she can. Doesn't have to, but she can. Yes. Oh, are you going over to Best later? This is a size small. Yeah. Yeah, this one is a size small. I know it doesn't look small. I'll show you the pattern. I put it away in my cabinet because I didn't need it sitting out. So this is the jacket. It's a Simplicity 8843. And I made the size small. No. Did I? Did I make the size small? I think so. Because I don't think it was the extra small. Or the extra small. I think it was a size small. Because I think before I tried making an extra small. Well, I guess before I tried making an extra small. And it was way too small. And I know I've made a size medium. But she wanted it loose on her. She didn't want it too tight. Let's see. And I think it's a size. I don't know. I think it's a size small that I'm making. Or a size I know it's not the medium. Because the medium I made for myself before. The medium I made for myself. Like I can show you the one that... Hi, Chris. I can show you the one that I made for myself when I first made this pattern. Because I actually have that down here with me. Like the first one I made was this one. And this one is a size medium. And one of the reasons why I don't wear this one so much, well, it doesn't have the sleeve cuffs because it doesn't call for sleeve cuffs. And I want to add some because it would just make it better. And then also is when I made it, I didn't add the inseam pockets because it doesn't call for it. And I miss not having inseam pockets that I was like, whenever I'd wear it, I was like, man, no inseam pockets. What the heck? So yeah, this is like the first one I made. It turned out pretty nice. I like it. And it does have pockets on the inside. So this one, I put the pocket up higher with the little zipper. And then this one is a little bit lower. Not quite as low as it could be. And then it's got these pockets here. And I have something stuffed in my pocket. What is it? Oh, it's some mail that I picked out of the mailbox. However long ago, it was sticking in my pocket. And this doesn't have any of the zipper, like, well, this one doesn't have the inseam pockets, just has the outside. And then on the inside, it does have this little zipper, but I was experimenting with that. Well, the inseam pockets, the reason why I like the inseam pockets is if I'm walking, to put my hands in. So it's the inseam pockets aren't for anything else but for my hands, because I don't want to stick my hands through the top pockets. You know, I could, but I would rather have the inseam pockets. That's the only reason why we have inseam pockets, is to put our hands in, because it's cold. But yeah, this is the coat that I did a collab with Angela from Just Me and My Fabrics. And then this one, so it has that, like the hood is a little bit big. And so making the smaller size of jacket that I did with the other made it better. Like the neck is okay. It's up a little bit high for me. So a lot of times when I wear my jacket, I just put it up so high and then it's fine. Other than that, oh, I bet you don't miss the, yeah. But that's why I have the other pockets, is it so that I have the pockets to put things in while I have the inseam pockets to put my hands in. But like with this has the inseam pocket so she can put her hands in. Although it doesn't have any of that warmth factor on the pockets on the inseam. But it'll be fine. It's just to put her hands in so that they're out of the cold. And then I still need to put the snaps on here. But I'm going to wait to put the snap on until after that. Like, I've tried this on a couple of times as I'm making it, just to make sure that it's okay. Because I struggle with the sleeve because I don't have it in the spot. Because I'm still working with this. And she wanted it because it needs to be able to fit me to fit her. Because she wanted it kind of loose. And she wanted it more of the size of my other one that I have. And being that I added like 2-inch strips on the side of my other one when I made it with an extra small, that those 2 inches on each side is going to more than compensate for a size small that I did with this one. Yeah. And she does like to wear layers. We'll see, it's got the hood, which is like humongous. And it zips all the way up. See, this one, the neckline's not too tight, because on the other stripe one I did that I made for myself, no, she goes to work. My niece is 21. So she works. But yeah, she works. She's 21. Yeah. I definitely prefer pockets, especially in the winter time. I like pockets. Yeah, the outside pockets. Oh, yeah. And aprons. I make aprons too. I can pretty much make anything. Like yesterday, I was working on the little hanging towels. I can show you that real quick. I have them right here. I know on Beth's live the other day, I was working on them. I was working on cutting them out. So I have these ones all done. I'm not exactly pleased with the towel that I got for it, but it's okay. I have this one. These ones match. And this is like the Valentine's fabric type bundle that I got. That I picked up from the thrift store, my thrift store haul the other day. And then I have this bone one. And then I have these little doggy print ones with the red fabric. And these were some of the little towels that I got, little hand towels I got at one of my thrift hauls a while back. And they were so long that I was like, oh, I'll just cut those in half. And so cutting them in half made it perfect size. You know, it like even with like how the size of these other ones are, it's a perfect size. Maybe. Like my sister wanted me to make her some towels for her house because I gave some towels away as Christmas gifts just recently. I didn't realize I cut myself. I just realized I had like a little red mark there. Like I gave some towels away as Christmas gifts over like when we went to the holiday party. I took 3 sets with me and I offered one to my sister and my brother and my other brother. And I offered it to another brother too, but he turned me down. Said, no, I'm not interested. So I gave one to my sister and she hung it right up on her stove and she's like, these are a game changer. Thank you so much. And she calls me. It's like, I need more of those. It's like, I need like 10 more. I'm like, oh, okay. And so I have the fabric. Well, and then my other sister that I visited when we were in Indiana, she needs some too, my sister said. And so they was asking about the towels. So I have this one cut out for my sisters, and this will make 2 towels. So with 1 fat quarter, it'll make 2 towel toppers. So 2 set, like a set of towels. So 2 towels, because you got to have the front and the back. So like this fabric I got from the dollar store, but I couldn't find any more. I only had gotten 1 fat quarter of that. But this one is one that I got from a sale that I got fabric from. And my sisters really like that fabric. I'm like, I'm sorry, I only have 1 fat quarter. Oh. I saw the other day that someone she knitted her wedding dress. That's crazy. And she spent like 6 weeks on it. At least he was polite about it, Janet. How awful would it be if he wasn't polite? He could be really mean and say, heck no, I don't want that. What are you doing, crazy lady? I'm just kidding. You know. But yeah. But some of these I can use for my house too. Like, I have some old towels that are starting to wear out, or ones that I have that have gotten paint on it from my daughter, or like epoxy stuff. Because, oh, did he? Oh my. Yeah, I could embroider on them, Beth. I'm not going to though. Like if I did an embroidery, I would put it like on the topper. Now the reason why I don't like embroidery on the towel part itself is because trying to dry your hands with a towel that has embroidery on it, it doesn't turn out very good. So if I'm buying a towel and it's like has embroidery on it, I'm like, nope. Because I don't like the embroidery on a towel that's going to impede on being able to wipe my hands and wipe things up with. And I want like full terry cloth towels too. Yeah, it would be for looks, and I just don't like that. Like I do have another towel that I'm going to be working with, but I still have to figure out what. Well, I guess I still have 3 more towels. I still need to figure out what I'm going to put with the top, because they are the 100% cotton towels. So this one I've already cut in half, because it makes so many more towels if it's cut in half. Like this is like the full size, and that's just too big, especially for like a stove towel. Now if it was one that you were just wrapping over the top of the handle, that's one thing. But when you're like having the topper on it, it's so much better having it cut in half. And so those are some of the towels that I got a while ago, that I said I was going to cut in half and make the towel topper things with. But yeah, those are more like Christmas ones. So I want to do like more like a Christmassy fabric with these ones. But yeah. All right. Well, I don't want to get into any crafting because I need to get more sewing done. Like I need to get these things done. And to do that, I need to change my thread to a white thread. And I need to get that jacket done. And the jacket, I have the thread in that I'm making the jacket with. So I really want to get that jacket done before I leave on Friday. Now you ask where I'm going on Friday. I'm going to Texas. I'm going to fly down there to visit my husband, because my husband is in Texas, and today is actually our anniversary. We have been married for 14 years. We have been together for 16 years. We've been married for 14 years. because we were together for 2 years before we got married. And it's great. I'm going to move this out of the way so it doesn't get ruined. But yeah, today is our wedding anniversary. And then next week, well, in like 2 weeks is my birthday. So it's kind of like a birthday / anniversary get together. So yeah. Why, thank you, Janet. Thank you, Becky. Thank you, Stephanie. I'm so glad you guys stopped by to join me. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. I know you don't want to watch me sew. It gets kind of boring sometimes. But thank you so much for watching. And you can go around, and I'll see you around in the chat rooms. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Stay creative, and talk to you next time. Bye now. It doesn't want to end. I'm clicking on the end and it won't let me end. Oh my goodness. It says I can't leave yet. Well, it doesn't want to let me leave. It's not letting me end. So I know it won't let me end my stream. I tried multiple times. So I guess you guys get to watch me sew. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to change my thread collar. I'm not going to pull the plug. That's not going to work. The problem is I'm on a laptop. That's not going to end anything. I guess I could close it out. Oh, there's an empty bobbin. I was hoping I had an empty bobbin in here in my arsenal. We can sing? Wouldn't that be fun? Too bad they couldn't hear you. Okay. The other day I was at Walmart. Yeah, I like to go to Walmart. Sometimes. Not all the time. But I was at Walmart picking some stuff up. And of course I like to go in the sewing section and the thread section and stuff. And so I picked up some more thread. Because I'm always running out of thread. So I picked up this giant spool. And it says machine quilting. But it's all good. The best part about it is it's 100% cotton. And the 100% cotton is good. Oh, I don't need to sew that part yet. I need to wind it around my bobbin. Turn that on. Put that over. Then I can wind it all up. Oh, did I? Is that a good thing or a bad thing, Becky? You know, I like to check at when I go to Walmart. I check in their pre-cuts because I like to be able to see what they have, which gets me in trouble. I know, because I look in their pre-cuts, like their bundles, their fabric bundles that you can get like 2 for $4 type thing and 3 for $6. So I got some of their pre-cuts, and of course I buy too much because I love all the fabrics that I see. And it's cold, and so of course I buy the fuzzy fabrics. You didn't know it was there? Hi, Linda. So glad you could join us. I tried to end, and it wouldn't end. So I decided since it wouldn't end, I would just continue on, and I would just sew. Because it wouldn't let me end my stream. I tried. I guess it wants me to continue on for a couple more minutes. I don't know. Either way, I don't mind. I know it can be kind of boring watching someone sew. So I decided that since you were going to watch me sew, I would change my needle thread so you could watch me sew up these towels. Oh, I love looking in clearance bins. I love going to the thrift store. Like, thrift stores are amazing. All right, Janet. Oh, you like to watch glue dry too? Oh, I bet. Isn't that what crafters do? They watch glue dry. Watch my sewing method. As I just zip along. Now, I was watching the video the other day that was talking about how fabric shifts and stuff. It's kind of interesting. Like, if you want your fabric to sew a straight line, you just kind of follow along the guide. But if you want it to shift and move, you kind of twist it that way. Like, put a little bit of pressure on it. Yeah, this one has the threader thing, but I don't like using this kind. Now, my other Brother machine, I have the SE625 sewing embroidery machine from Brother. Now, that one, I like the needle threader of. I think it's fabulous. It works great. But any other machine that has these kinds, I just would rather just thread the needle myself. Because I don't like the way they work. Like, I also have the Viking Topaz 40. which is a sewing embroidery machine, but I pretty much only use it for embroidery. Like same with my SC625, I pretty much only use that for embroidery. I did try to use it for sewing, like regular sewing once, and it just didn't do as good as I would like it to. So I'm like, yeah, you're only a embroidery machine, because that's pretty much all I've used it for. Like this machine that I'm using is a CS6000i computer from Brother. And this one I got from a thrift store for like $25. It's practically brand new. It didn't have a foot pedal when I got it, but that was okay because I knew that it was going to work without the foot pedal. But one time my buttonhole foot got broken. So my buttonhole maker foot, this foot right here, it got broken once. And so I went on to find a new buttonhole foot. Because of course the buttonhole foot feet that I had weren't going to work. So I needed the specific one. And I happened to find a machine that had the extension table, the presser foot, the broken machine, of course. And it also had the buttonhole foot and a walking foot and a couple other feet. And I was like, oh, this is perfect. And it was only like $50 for the machine. And I think that was with shipping and everything. For the buttonhole foot alone is like $20. So I figured it was a win-win because I got all the bonuses to go with it too. On the SC625, it also has like an automatic thread cutter. And it will work without the foot because it just has a little buttons on the front. So like if I unplug the foot, like it has a foot unplugged, like I could press this and it will just click at me because the thing is up, but it has the back stitch button and it has the lever down button, like for the needle. But the only time that I really ever use this without the foot pedal is when I'm doing buttons. Like, so if I'm doing a buttonhole, I will unplug the foot pedal and let the buttonhole go without interruption type thing. So I'll show you. So if we have this and we can put this all the way out and put it in. And with the buttonholes, I just usually use like number 30 as a buttonhole stitch thing. So I can unplug the foot pedal. See, I unplugged it and I can maneuver this up to number 40. No, number 30. 40 is for the button. So like if I put this in there, see, I put that down. like that. And then I can push this and see, it'll do it all by itself. It's really cool. And it makes beautiful buttonholes. I haven't had any problem with it having had any problem with buttonholes on this machine. Well, that's just one of the reasons why I unplug it, is because then I don't have to worry about it having issues. Look how beautiful that is. The buttonholes are so awesome. So this is like, now the other machine also does good buttonholes. My SC625. That one does beautiful buttonholes also. SQ, so it's a sewing quilting machine. Oh, you need like the buttonhole thing in school? Old school's not so bad. So I did do a video once showing how I made buttonholes with a regular machine. Like I put it on like the stitch 5 and then I turned down the stitch width. So you can do buttonholes the old school way without. Just realized I had an extra nut here. Put that in my little tray there. Like you can do buttonholes the old school way. Like, so if you need buttons that are huge, because buttonholes will only make them so big. So if you need one that's giant that you're working with, like a giant button, you can do that. Like you can even, let's see, like if you just move it over a little bit. I probably moved it over way too far. But like with this one, you can switch it. And it was easier with my other machine because I had the needle selector. So I have a older brother machine that I don't think it has a buttonhole option on it. But it I used it to make buttonholes. And I did that a couple years ago. I made some. So, and then if we move that all the way back up, and then move it back around, and then we gotta maneuver it where we want it. And a lot of times they do a straight stitch on where they're going to be maneuvering the button. So that with the buttonhole, it's got that straight stitch that reinforces it. But it's just a series of like zigzag stitches that you do. And with this machine, it makes it easy because with that zigzag, it will go up to like a stitch 7. And then it will also go back down. So this is right here is like a buttonhole right here. Like this is the first stitch I did, and then I realized it wasn't quite right, so I did it on the side. So right here, you can make extra big buttonholes just with a simple machine. And if you're worried about it, on the new home from 1960. Yeah, those vintage machines, they can last forever. Like if I was to, like, so I could do the straight stitch here. So if we did a straight stitch and then we went up to that, and we turn down our stitch length so it gets that good buttonhole, gets the stitches together. Like you can do a straight stitch and then go and stitch over it, because then it gives you that reinforced stitching. And then like if you're worried about it moving when you're trying to sew, you can switch your foot guard, and then it's going to stop on the far end. Oh, but we want to make sure that we can stitch. We do our straight stitch going down, a little back stitch here, and then and turn that back around, move that over, and then move that back to stitch 4, and as long as it doesn't get itself stuck. Sometimes it catches up in the feet because it's too much stitching for the poor machine. Oh, and the problem I'm having is because I changed the stitching, and so it changed the stitch length. And then just do a little back stitching. So on this part, it didn't turn out the best because I didn't have the right stitch width. But see, you can do extra big, like buttonholes, just simple with the machine. Oh, was it? It makes it hard. But at least you like the machine you have, right? See, I got a little bit knotted up in the bottom. But that's like basically you can manually do buttonholes. So if you have a button that's a gigantic button that you know that your buttonholes but isn't going to make a big enough hole, because this buttonhole right here was the biggest one it would make with this. So if you take and you compare that, let's see. We'll cut this in half here, just because I can. And it's not the neatest. Like, I could have made the stitches together a little bit more. Like, if you compare that, you can see the difference in the size. Like, even it makes a huge difference in the size of the buttons and the buttonholes you can do. If you just do a manual buttonhole, and a manual buttonhole isn't that hard. It's just we like the modern technology. Like, we like the modern technology of being able to just stitch and do that, like, automatic thing, you know? All right. So now with this thing here, when I do this, I like to take and just stitch these. I don't cut through the stitching, just kind of up to it and a little bit away, because then that's going to make this have a flatter lay when I go to turn it. It's going to turn easier and iron easier, so that it's just better. And I like to iron them as I'm doing them and flipping them, because it makes it better. It makes it lie better. And I know some people will make them and not iron them. But if I'm giving them away to people and making them for somebody else, it has to be ironed. Like, just making it for myself, it would still bug me that it's not ironed, because that's just the way I am. Because I look at the flaws that I do. Granted, I would still use it, but for the top stitching purposes and stuff, I like to make it look nice. But yeah, this one is for my sister. But see, one could go to my one sister and one could go to my other sister. Well, and then I have another sister too. But I have 3 sisters that are still alive, because one sister passed away many years ago, like 2016. Like, her son, he was 3 when she passed away. He's 10 now, because he's the same age as my son. And he got a knitting loom, like one of the round knitting loom things to make hats and stuff, scarves and stuff. He got one for Christmas at the holiday Christmas party. He was so excited. He's going to be a crafty little guy. He was excited about what he got, and I'm so glad, because I would feel bad if somebody didn't want it. Like, my son almost picked him. Like, no, we brought that one. You can't pick that one. And so my nephew picked it, and he was so happy. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Becky. That makes it hard. My sister passed away from a brain aneurysm. She suffered from massive migraines since she was like 16. And she had these horrible migraines. And she probably had a horrible migraine the moment she passed away, too. She knew something wasn't right. But that was hard. All right. So I have all those cut. And then I like to take it over to my ironing board and iron. When I do it lately, yeah, it was. We got called, like my kids were at school, and we got called saying that that we needed to head to the hospital because and they had already pulled the plug once we got there. So she was gone. But as soon as I saw her, I knew it was a brain aneurysm. They didn't even have to tell me, because they found out at the autopsy. They said that she committed suicide, but she didn't. By taking too many pills. There wasn't too many pills in her system. Hi, April. I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, migraines are awful. Like, I don't get migraines a whole lot, but when I do, they're like really bad. Like, I had one last week. I was like, man, where did this headache come from? Yeah. I know where it came from. She's not suffering anymore, though, so that's a good thing. And she was a really happy lady, She always had a smile on her face, pretty much. She really didn't have anything bad to say about anybody. And she had struggles. But she was good. Yeah, she was really nice. She actually lived up in Mendon, up by Logan. She's buried in the Mendon Cemetery up there. Yeah. She got along more so with my other sister. They were like best friends. Well, with my other sisters. So she got along better with Vicky and Sarah. Especially Vicky. They were like best friends. Person I talk to the most is my older sister. She's the one just older than me. Now, growing up, we weren't always like the best of friends. But now that we're older, we're friends. Yeah. You know, I can say that for the most part, all of my siblings get along. Well, there's a couple here and there that don't get along the best. But most of us, we got along. We still get along. Like, we probably didn't get along growing up. But being older and being adults, we pretty much get along. Yeah. And I'm just sad that I wasn't able to talk to my sister before she passed away. Like, I had just gotten home, so it was like my kid's first day back at school, because we decided to send him back to school that day in the morning because we just gotten home. Because she passed away on the 29th of January, many, many years ago. And I think it was a Thursday that we had sent my kids back to school, or it was a Friday. We might have gotten home on the Thursday, and then I have 13. Well, I have 12. So there's 13 of us all together. This is like a towel topper. So let's see. Like, I accidentally made my screen huge. And I can't fix that. So, let me see. Like, we had gone to a funeral out of town. And we had stopped by my sister's that lives in, she has a house in Indiana, but she lives in Chicago. And we stopped by my sister's to visit her as we were driving through. So I think it was a Friday. So we got back on a Thursday in January because we'd gone out to Mississippi to go to a funeral for a family. And we got back on a Thursday, and we sent our kids back to school on that Friday. And then we got the phone call saying that my sister had passed away. And I feel bad that I didn't have a chance to visit her. And so we got the phone call, and I basically said, well, I gotta wait till my kids get out of school. But my kids were almost out of school anyways because it was a short day. So we went and picked my kids up from school, dropped them off at the grandparents to my husband's parents' house. And we picked up family on the way. So we picked up siblings and brothers and sisters, and we drove them. And we picked up my brother. He was in a halfway house. Yeah, she did. And so we drove out. We picked up my brother and some other family member, and we drove out to the hospital. And my husband actually drove us because he's like, yeah, I'll drive. Because it probably wasn't the best idea for me to drive because, my sister just passed away and we're back there bawling, and reliving memories and laughing, just trying to make light of things. And, you know, and of course it's not going to affect my husband as much as it affected us. And so he drove while we caught up and chatted and stuff with family. We even picked up my mom and my, actually, I don't know. Maybe my mom was already picked up, or maybe we picked her up. I just know my mom was there too, and I can't remember if we picked her up or if she had already been picked up. But we drove out and to the hospital. My husband, hi Adam. It's like the first time I've seen you in one of my lives. So good to see you. My husband, he has one sister and 3 brothers. So not a huge family. You know, I'm sure your kids will like each other when they get older. It's hard when they fight when they're little. And you're like, come on, guys, just get along. You know. It's so good to see you, Adam. Like, my, like being older, it's like we don't fight as siblings anymore. But, you know, like my kids, oh my goodness. My 13-year-old, he gets grumpy. Grumpy as can be. And yells at my 10-year-old. I'm just grabbing the towels that I'm going to be using. Because I'm using the nicer ones that I have. Oh, your kids are grown and they still fight? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Adam. 14-hour shift? Oh my. That's a long shift, Adam. Oh, and your sister put TP? I remember those days, Beth. See, these are the towels that I'm using for these other ones. And they just have a little, like, tag here. And these ones are nicer ones. Nicer than the other ones. So these ones are ones that I'm using for the nicer ones that I'm making. Because these other ones, they're just not as nice. You know, like this compared to this one is so much nicer. But so these ones are the ones I'm going to use. Like this one is a towel that like a hand towel that I got and I cut in half to make this. So these are little hanging towels that I have. And then there's this towel with the other terry cloth fabric. Well, then I have these ones. And how I do it, I make sure like the little tag is towards the bottom of the thing. And it has like the fold overs here and here. And so I just kind of, oh yeah. Like when my daughter moved out, my son took over her room. And she'll never get it back because she lived here for like 2 weeks when she was in between places. And then she decided she was moving to Wisconsin. But yeah, so I just like fold it in half. So the way it works, it just folds in half this way. And so it just like connected that way. and hangs down. And this is like the perfect size for that. And if it ends up being too much, I can always fold it over like that, like overlap it. But I prefer if it's just kind of butted up against each other. And then it just gives that nice fold. Well, somebody is trying to call me. I wonder who it is. Well, I missed the call, so. Oh my. I'm so sorry about that, Becky. That's so hard. But that was probably you. I hate to presume, but you probably knew that was a possibility. Like when I went and visited my sister when she was in Chicago, when we was driving back from the funeral, we stopped by my sister's and visited and got some good sleep, and then was on our way again. And so when we stopped, we was talking to my sister. I'm like, I don't know if what I would do if I lost any of you guys. It would be heartbreaking. And then the next, couple days later, we lost my sister. Like, she passed away, and I was like, oh man, it's like, that's hard. And it still makes me emotional sometimes, because it's coming up on her. It's coming up to the day she passed. The 29th. It's, in a couple weeks. So, it's hard, but we get by. You just have to remember the good times. So now I need to iron this. So that means opening up my magic curtain. And yes, I call it a magic curtain because it is magical and it hides everything. Now, I've gotten myself a new iron, but guess what, guys? It stopped working. Okay, just as long as I don't make you guys all sick here. I'll pull you across here so you can see me as I iron these out. So I went back to using my Singer iron. Like this one, it stopped getting a good connection, and I couldn't get it to turn back on. Like the base would turn on, but it didn't get a good connection. That the top just stopped working. I'm like, well, that bites. I didn't buy the warranty on it either, and it already been past the 60 days. So I was like, well, I guess that's... I can take it apart and see if I can fix it. Like, kind of investigate what's on the inside. See if there's a way. But I was like, you know what? I'll just go back to using my corded iron. Maybe eventually I'll actually splurge and get an actual cordless iron that's not going to break on me and stop working, because it's not good. And I guess I should bring my phone over so I can actually see chat. Oh my, April. So your mom passed away and then your dad passed away right after. That's hard. Like my mom had a stroke in August of 2016. That was hard. Now, she was functioning, but her friend knew something was up. Well, actually, I think it was my aunt, so her sister, knew something was up because they had just spent time together. And she asked me to check on my mom. She's like, "Can you check on your mom, please?" She didn't seem quite right. She seemed like she was okay. Like she was functioning okay, but her speech was a little slurred. She's like, "I want you to check on her and make sure everything's okay, because if not, she needs to go to the hospital." So, my mom ended up having to go to the hospital and be treated for her stroke. And it's taken her some time. She still has some deficits, like with her speech and stuff. But, and only because she doesn't always remember everything, like her memory, it affected some of her memory too. But she's made a pretty good recovery. That's hard that your dad had cancer, April. That's hard. So, I had knitting needles, and I like to use knitting needles for the pure purpose of sticking things out, like using them as turning tools. I know, that's the weirdest thing, right? Because it doesn't have like a sharp point, but it's sharp enough that I can just use it to maneuver those edges when I'm sewing and ironing. It's one of the reasons why I have knitting needles, is to use them for that. It makes excellent like corner pokers and getting edges where they need to be for ironing. It's perfect. Bet you didn't oh, okay. Oh yes, I will do a top stitch on these. Just like I did with the other ones. And then I'll also do the buttonhole on the top. But I'll just use my machine the regular way to do the buttonhole. With the buttonhole foot. And I know there's other patterns out there for these toppers that are different. I think Becky from Aunt Beck's Creations was going to do some towel topper towels. But she was going to use a different pattern, I think. Like this pattern, I basically copied it from Kathy Cowell. So she sent me a hanging towel thing in a Happy Mail box. And I took that and kind of traced it. And hers was longer, like wider. And so I took that and traced it and made the sides shorter so that they were the size that I needed them to be for this. And see, the reason why I press these edges in first is because then I don't have to turn them in after I flip it. They can just be all nice and uniform as I go. That's hard with no immune system, Beth. Oh my goodness. Couldn't imagine. Like my sister, she had COVID like 5 times. Probably 6. I don't know. I just know they got it quite a bit. Like it was scary there for a little bit. Like I think the Delta was the hardest on her. I think I had the Omicron variant. And that was last year. Almost towards the end of the school year. Oh yeah. That's tough. Like every chance it comes around, huh? But having it so much and stuff, in a way, them not getting I don't know if she got the vaccine or not, but my sister didn't get the vaccine. But they didn't have the vaccine available when she first got sick either. Like she got sick in 2020 also. Like in December of 2019, when people were getting sick, and lots of people were getting sick. It's like probably the first variant that was out before they shut everything down in March of 2020. My family had been sick. Like my son, my 10-year-old, I think he had gotten it, and my other kids too, because he kept getting sent home because he kept having a temperature. And I'm like, well, he was just fine earlier, but then he wasn't feeling good and he had breathing issues with that too. And then we're like, well, maybe it's just a breathing tick because he had ticks. And so we just thought it was like a breathing tick from, his medication. Like the ticks have pretty much gone away because we switched meds. Like the meds were causing issues. And if I didn't have to medicate him, I wouldn't. Like on the weekends, I don't. But during school, the school kind of requires it. Because his ADHD does kind of get in the way of schoolwork if he's not on the meds to focus. Yeah. That's hard. Definitely. Okay. Hopefully I don't make you sick. If this is going to make you sick, better close your eyes. And of course, I say that as I'm moving you, and I probably didn't give you enough warning. Okay, I'm going to plug you back in so my device doesn't die. Not like it would die. I still have plenty of battery life in it. I just like to keep it plugged in when I stream. Okay. Yeah, I've had the boosters. I've had 2 boosters, and I've had the shot. My latest booster was Veterans Day. But that's only because I take my kids to get their shots. And so we get our flu shot and the COVID shot at the same time. See, this one here, there's a little bit of a gap between the towel when I put it in. But I like to have the edge of the towel right there on the end. Oh, the ADHD. Like for my son, he does pretty good, but for school, they prefer him to be on his meds. And if he's off one day, they say, "Have you been giving him his meds?" I'm like, "Yes, I have been giving him his meds." Yeah, like, I had COVID in May of 2022. And we got it when we went to like a school thing. So we went to a school activity, like end of school carnival type activity, and ended up getting it. And my kids ended up missing school. And when I called the school to let them know what was going on and let them know that the kids aren't going to be there, I told them where we got COVID from. They probably really didn't care, but that's the only place we had been that we could have gotten it from. And it fit the timeline perfectly. Like, I just felt like I had a really bad cold. And I was like, and I was miserable. I was like, well, geez. And I had a headache. I was like, well, this sucks, you know. So I just keep going on with my day. And I'm like, well, I don't feel good, but, you know, we still wearing masks back then too. Although we didn't wear a mask to the one thing that we went to. But I wasn't feeling good. And so my husband wasn't feeling good either. And he was working, and his boss told him, "Hey, you need to go get tested because you're not feeling well. Something's going on." So my husband went and got tested, and it came back as a positive result. So I went and got a test, and mine came back positive. I'm like, okay, well, that explains it. And that was just like the beginning. That was just like the beginning of the sickness. After I knew that I had it, I think like the mind plays tricks on you and you're like sicker than you would have been otherwise. Then a couple months later, my husband got COVID again because he went on a work trip. And so he had strep and COVID at the same time, along with a sinus infection. And then he recovered from that. And then he got it again right after because he went on another work trip. No, actually, I think he just got home from a work trip after that. And he was supposed to go on another one and it had to get canceled because he ended up having COVID again. So, you know, he's had it at least 3 times. Me recorded only once because I didn't get tested the other times. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, we're still talking about COVID. You didn't miss much, April. We're just talking about how many times we've had it. I'm just working on these towels. They're pretty simple. They sew up really fast. No, I was so surprised Adam stopped in. It's really cool. He is like an excellent sewer. I caught a couple of videos of Friday sews. Like, I didn't do a Friday sews. I really should have, but I did not. And then, but I watched Pinky. Well, Trish from Pinky's Farm. And, sonogram of carotid artery. Isn't that one up by the neck? Or is that in the leg? His artery. The neck. Okay, that's what I thought. So your son likes to sew? Well, that's good. My 5-year-old, 6-year-old likes to paint. Has a split inside his artery? Oh my goodness. That doesn't sound good, April. So this, I realized that I like to, after I sew it one way, I like to go back over and I do check on the other side to make sure I hit everything. Oh, they couldn't do a stent. Oh my. But I like to go back over it so it gives that extra strength in the stitching. Especially since this is holding on the towel and it's going to be more stable. Oh yeah. I bet, Betsy. Like, I try to teach my 12-year-old, no, 13. He was 12 at the time. Like, I try to teach him how to sew some stuff. And he sewed some stuff. He made himself little bean bags and stuff. And then they fell apart. But I guess he figures that it's just easier for his mom to sew it. Yeah. But they need to learn too, right? Not the neatest stitching. But it's not bad. We got a little buckle there where the fabric buckled on itself. It looks okay. I knew that it was going to do that after I got to that point. But there's not much you can do about it once it does that, you know. Like, I iron, but sometimes it doesn't seem like the seams are as neat as I would like them to be. All right, April, you have a great day. Thank you for stopping by. That's towel number 3. Got one more to stitch up. Then we'll put the buttons on and the buttonholes. If it's not too boring. Like, this blue is a pretty good quality fabric. And I got it from the dollar store. So for the quality, it's really good. Are you working on your planner? Well, that's good. Trying to make so this doesn't buckle on me like the last one. I almost think if I just did like the triple straight stitch, then I wouldn't have to go back over it. I might have to start doing that on some of these other ones. And I could do this triple straight stitch all around, but I'd only want to do it on the bottom part. Okay, now we take off that. We add on the buttonhole foot. That down. Turn that to number 3. And then when I do it from the back side because this side is going to be the side showing. So I think the underside sometimes on these look better than the top side. And I'm going to unplug my machine. Well, unplug the foot. And then just press the buttons and go. And it's so nice. But I gotta get rid of this extra thread so it doesn't mess up my stitching. Yeah, the button will hide some of it. I got that one. Make sure I'm kind of straight. Not a jar, but a tote. And then 3 drawers underneath my table, and then a bag full of buttons. So I'm not lacking in buttons. But if I find a good deal on buttons, by golly, you better believe I'm going to pick it up. I thought you left, Stephanie. Or are you just coming back because I'm still on? I tried to end my live and it wouldn't let me. I was having some technical difficulty, so I figured I would just continue and I would do some sewing. Because I guess it wanted me to do some sewing online today. Kind of just add that to my video. I love using the buttonhole and having it automatically go without having to press on the pedal. I like this being able to control it because I don't have to have the foot in. So if I didn't want to have the foot in and I just wanted to use this machine without the foot, like if I just put this in like that and I just wanted to use it regularly, like I can put that down and I can push the button and it will sew. But then I have to push the buttons to make it work. So sometimes it's just easier to use the foot pedal to make it work. But for buttonholes, I just like to have the foot pedal unplugged. So yeah. Now these ones I'm making for my sisters because she asked me if I would make her some towels to hang on her stove. And then my other sister loved that idea so much that she wants some too. And they like these fabrics that I had. Well, they especially like this blue floral fabric that I only had a fat quarter of. So they can each get like one towel topper with that. One towel. So one will get one towel and the other will get the other towel. They can share, right? So I got that, and then when I do my stuff like this, I like to, I get a paper towel. I like to take my my Cray Check and I just put it down to like the middle of the buttonhole. And sometimes I make sure I get all the threads of the buttonhole that created the buttonhole. Just for, you know, it's kind of like a glue, but it's Cray Check. So it's just kind of gluing those fibers together so there's less fraying when that hole is cut. Now, a couple years ago, let's see, I have the date on this one. So I don't have the date on that part. I think I had the date on the other part of the lid. That I don't even use the other part of the lid because it's just a pain. But I picked up some Cray Check because I was looking for it. And I went to Walmart. And I looked on the regular... Well, I went to the clearance section first. Because sometimes they had their clearance. So I went to the clearance section first. And they had a whole bunch of Cray Check marked down. And so I got the Cray Check. Then I went back to the back section. And they didn't even have any on the shelf. Like, oh. I guess they were just clearancing it out or something. Or maybe it was past the date that they could sell it. I don't know. For full price. They were just clearancing it out. So I bought what was there. I'm like, that's a really good deal. And I know this stuff is still going to be good in a couple years from now when I do get around to using it. Oh, yeah, I bet, Becky. But I bet that would make your knee hurt a little bit too, though, right? If you're always using that knee lever to make it work. So I got those all fray checked. And then I take my little X-Acto knife thing here, which I also like to use my X-Acto knife as a seam ripper. Now, I do have other blades that would make more sense for cutting these buttonholes. But this works good enough too. And this knife, it's actually like a surgical blade, so it's extra sharp because they work really good in these X-Acto knife. And this X-Acto knife handle is just from the dollar store, because I got some of those X-Acto knife sets from the dollar store. So if I could get out my nicer X-Acto knife handles that I have, because I do have an X-Acto knife set that I got, and it has some nice handles in there. But using the smaller ones are fine too. You stock up on it. Oh yeah. Especially when it's on clearance and you can get it. Like a couple years ago, I found some like yards of fabric on sale for $1 for the pre-cut. So they were like pre-cuts at Walmart. They were like clearancing them out. And so I bought what they had. I didn't buy it all, but I bought quite a bit of it. And then later, when they had the sale again, when they were clearancing out more, I think I bought it all. But I was like, you know what? Because I'd used pretty much what I had. I'm like, oh, I need that. All right. So I just had that one little mistake right there on the seam. But I think that'll be okay. I don't think my sisters will care much. So, like, I even have this, like, cool fabric here. Like, I bought, like, 4 of these ones. This one would make good for doing the toppers, I think. And I like that patchwork so much, I had to get a couple of it. See, I have this big bag of buttons here. Beth. Yes. I have drawers full of buttons. So I have drawers like this. Like 3 of these that are full of buttons. And it has some other stuff in there too. But they're mostly buttons. And then I have a bin above my desk that is full of buttons. Yeah, I need to not buy any more fabric either. But that fabric I got a while ago. So I gotta decide which button I'm gonna use. I think I'm going to use so they didn't have like blue buttons like this. So I think I'm gonna just use the white ones that I have. Like those are cream color. But I want something white like that. And I have lots of buttons. Like, see, I have big blue buttons like this, but this one would require me doing like my own. Yeah, I do so regularly. But I have more fabric than I should possibly have. I actually had 4 buttons right there to use. I didn't have to open up a new package. The reason why I have more than one pack of these is because not only that, but they were half price because I got them when Hobby Lobby was doing their notions, half price. And so I got some buttons, and then I went back and got more the next time. Yeah. And I don't want to do custom buttonholes right now, so I'm not going to use that giant blue button. But I think I got that giant blue button to do something else with. So I have my little button foot, and then there's a little lever back here that we switch that basically drops the feed dogs so that it doesn't feed the fabric through, so the button will work better. And then all I have to do is move it up to my 40 stitch because this is zigzag, which has a Q on it. But for buttons, it's a button. It's the stitch that it says it needs. And so I just kind of take this and I just kind of line it up, like kind of where it needs to go. And then I put it in my machine and stitch it up. And then I usually will lengthen my stitch width. I check and make sure that it's not going to hit my button as I'm going. So I will turn my wheel and make sure it's not going to hit my button. And then I push the button and it will automatically stitch it. Yeah, that is so handy. Like my older machine that I had that I first got, I know they had come out with those feed dog drop things, but I was being kind of frugal because I didn't have a lot of money to spend for my first machine. And they was coming out with some fancy machines back then. But I said it would do the monogramming and like the stitching and stuff, and had the had like a had like a little plate that would go on the thing. Now that machine broke. It still works, but the stitch selector doesn't work anymore. Oh, this one's all done. And so I can still use it. And I'll pull it out every once in a while and use it if I'm doing a project that would only take a straight stitch, because I have it set on the straight stitch. Because I can't switch the stitches because the stitch selector broke. But I was able to get it back to the straight stitch. But if anything, I'll just use the machine. I have a machine I got from a thrift store for $5. That came with a case too. I was surprised that I got it for that cheap. And I got the machine so I could teach my kids how to sew. So I would call it my kids' learning machine. I've used it a couple times for other things too. And it's down here. It's just sitting there behind me. But yeah, that feed dog drop. Like even my embroidery machines have it. It'll drop the feed dogs. Oh, the SE625, when you use the button foot, it will actually like only do so many stitches. Like when you're using the one to do the button. It'll do so many stitches and then it will stop. So it has a set amount of stitches, so it's not like overdoing it. Because I'm sure I probably overdo it when I stitch my buttons. Oh, that's awesome. Wow. So you must have gotten it in like 1979 or 1978, right, Beth? Probably 1979. That's crazy. You're like 20 years older than I am, Beth. I'm just saying. But if you got it when you were 19... That's awesome. You know, growing up, I was always more accustomed to, like, I preferred to talk to the people that were older than me. So I got along better with the older ladies. Maybe because they were so much more mature than people my own age that I prefer to hang out with them and talk to them. Is that a good thing or a bad thing, Beth, going on Medicare? I don't think it would be such a bad thing, right? You know, I get phone calls asking me about Medicare. I'm like, really? I'm only 44. I'm almost 45. I'm not on Medicare. I don't qualify yet. And I'm like, well, do you have anyone that does? It's crazy. But that one's done. See, that didn't take too long, did it? Only been on here 3 hours. Only because it wouldn't let me shut down an hour ago. I bet it will be a big change. Like my husband's dad is going to be 80 this year. That's crazy. This one I already put that. But I do like to put a little bit of the thread lock. The gray check on top of the thread. Sometimes I find it just kind of fuses those together a little bit and maybe it won't like come unraveling. But yeah, so I just got done making 4 towel toppers. Didn't have to cut it out in front of you, of course, because I already had it cut out. But now those ones are done. So I guess one of each of these, because I only had one fat quarter of that and one fat quarter of that. And so my sisters can just share. One can get one and one can get the other. And they just get one of each. Although I still have more to make. Why, thank you, Becky. Hopefully that helps somebody. Like I was going to like show how to make these for my advent calendar one that I did. And then did something else. I made scarves because I was doing stuff. Like I keep seeing these like dark threads in there, which kind of irritates me. And this probably isn't the best quality terry cloth, but it looks better than the other ones. But that's all done. All right, well, I hope it'll let me end the video this time. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to close it out and say goodbye. But I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Thank you for stopping by. Oh, that's awesome, Becky. My dad will be 85. Oh, he's doing great. All right, guys. Well, thank you. Have a great day. It doesn't want to let me end again. Come on. Guys, I'm just going to have to close it out.